let's start with Canada, Chris. And we have Kelly Ronson. I see you right under Chris, so I'm going to hand it over to you. Kelly Ronson is out of London, Ontario, and she's a Platinum Associate with Max International, and she's building an international business. So I'm going to let her share her story.
Thanks so much, Tammy and Chris. Yeah, I had quite a journey. I've worked in the corporate sector for 30 years, and I don't know if a lot of people can relate, but there came a time when I was so tired to go into the office every day. The days seemed to get longer, and I was also spending a lot of time, working through the lunch, working with people that didn't want to be there, and getting very, very stressed out. I can't imagine people going back to their jobs now and all the rules and things that they have to accommodate. So I was looking for a different business model, and I wanted to spend time as an entrepreneur. I wanted to really develop something that I could do. And so I was looking for business, maybe incorporating. I started to become an independent contractor and really, really enjoyed it. But the network marketing business model made total sense to me. And so I started with that with a couple of different companies. But, there, like every company in the corporate sector, there are companies that are really good, and some that really need to, that aren't exactly what people are looking for, so they move on. So it was Chris that introduced me to Max. And at the time, because I had a lot of other experiences, I wasn't ready to do that. But I was open to looking at the opportunity, and I spent some time understanding the science. But then all of a sudden, I started to see Chris and Tammy's life change a lot. And my job hadn't changed. My hours didn't change. Just spending so much time working through my lunches and getting still continued to get stressed out. So, I had my parents passed, and that was really the turning point for me, because I decided I was going to live life the way I wanted to every single day of my life. I wanted to be happy. I wanted to wake up every single morning and just be full of life. And I knew that the corporate sector wasn't that. So in a very short time, I ended up leaving my corporate job, and I started on the path in the network marketing industry. And it's, it takes some time. You're in the corporate mindset, and you've got to make that transition. So I started to make that transition by learning, by taking action. And I went back and forth a little bit until I decided that I was going to be full-time. And that's when I had learned a lot, and I started to progress in the company. And now I just really, really enjoy my life. I'm a different person now because I've learned different skills, and I've traveled with Max. They have great incentive programs. I live a life of significance. I help a lot of people around the world, and I just really enjoy myself every single day, working from home. And I never can, I don't want to look back. It's from now, it's just progressing and continuing to grow with Max International, with my Max family. So that's my story.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing, Kelly. And I know recently you were in Dubai before all of this happening, with one of the major trips with Max International. So congratulations for that and everything that you're doing.
Thank you.
So I wanted to introduce next Laura Martin out of, is it Holster, Ontario? Anyways, I'm going to let you share that with me, but with everybody. 9 years ago, she was introduced to the products, and her parents had introduced her to Max, and just let you take it away, Laura.
Okay, thank you, Tammy. You can hear me okay?
Awesome. Yes.
Okay. So yes, I've been on the products for quite a few years, and yeah, I guess I wear multiple hats, you might say. I took my PSW, my personal support worker, kind of around the same time that I started the Max products. Actually, I took my course, and then right after I took that course, I went right into my my nursing course, and it would have been about 2 years ago, my life changed. As many know, my mom passed away, and at that point, as Kelly was saying, it was I was fortunate enough to be able to stay at home with the kids, and also help my husband. We own a progressive dairy farm, which is expanding all the time. So yes, I'm very lucky that I can stay at home with the kids and grow my business. Um, the other neat thing I was going to say too, just about taking the products, I believed in the products, the science, and I took, actually, when I conceived each of my kids, I continued taking, in particular, the GXL and the Celgevity, and I cannot believe that how healthy and strong my kids are, as well as myself, which is just, it's just so positive, and it's just so wonderful. Um, so um, I guess the reason that others should care about this opportunity, it's a very unique opportunity, open, like Chris said, open to any ages, anybody that's looking for, you know, to supplement their income or go full time. I guess I learned growing up, it's best not to have all your eggs in one basket. And I've kind of, you know, followed that philosophy with the many different jobs I've had over the years too. And getting into network marketing is exciting for me because it's a whole new ball game, and there is so much opportunity. It makes me so excited. So how I found out about Max actually was through a great neighbor and friend that used to babysit me, and she had actually introduced it to my mom, who had introduced it to me, which is a blessing in itself. Mom passed away 2 years ago, and I would like to continue this journey and this legacy, kind of as a tribute to her, but also to be that role model for my kids growing up and being my own business owner.
All right.
So yeah, the opportunity has really impressed me as well. Being a nurse, I definitely like to care for people and serve others. And the great thing about this opportunity is I'm not stuck working in a facility, whether it be a nursing home or a hospital. I have the flexibility to touch upon young moms, the elderly, anybody I wish to help. So the way Max has changed my life, I guess I've kind of touched on that a bit, but it's just nice. It's really, really rewarding to be home with the kids, and yeah, just having the flexibility to help my husband on the farm as much as I want, and be able to have a home-based business. And all of us are energized and healthy, and it's just a blessing in itself.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Laura. This is so wonderful. And I know you got 3 really young children, so it's great. Like you said, you're the role model of showing your children how to be an independent entrepreneur. So that's fabulous. Thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you, Tammy.
Okay, so we're going to move on to Lutz from Puerto Rico. Lutz is a platinum associate. She's built a powerful team with her partner. And yeah, we get to go to Puerto Rico and work with them and support them and do some trainings. We have a lot of fun together traveling. So Lutz, take the floor.
Hello, can you hear me loud and clear?
Loud and clear.
Yeah.
Great, great. How's everyone doing? I'm glad that I feel honored that I was invited to speak about a minute or so. First of all, I want to thank you for that. And I started with Max where I was with Max before I started to go into Max. I worked, I was in the military for 8 years. After that, I did 23 years of service, of working for the Postal Service. And during the course of that time, during the military time, I had an accident, right? And it provoked epilepsy. So I was taking medication for, you know, the VA gives you all different colors of pills so you can take, you know, and I thought that something was going to happen, make me feel better, but it didn't. It just calmed it a little bit. And my partner said to me, you know what? You're going through a lot of issues when it comes to the health. And I'm very open-minded because nobody likes to be sick. Nobody likes to feel sick. In fact, you feel bad. So I want to feel good. And she said, well, I have something for you because it helped my grandmother. And I know her grandmother, she had different conditions, which is a lot better now. And I said, well, bring it on. Let's see what's it about. Since I'm open-minded, I want to see how well this longevity that you're talking about, this glutathione. I didn't know anything about glutathione. I didn't know anything about the science. So when I started to take the product, believe you or not, that product from one day to the next, I saw something and I felt something totally different. I mean, it was like, I thought, I even got scared to say, is this really what's happening in my body? So I wanted to know more of what this company was about. That same week, I remember taking a flight going to Utah because I wanted to learn more about the sciences. I had I didn't have any idea about it. So I went, and when I saw so many testimonials, I said, wow, from different countries, from different people, meeting different fascinating people. I met as far as the corporate, you know, office from Max, I met the Herbert T. Nagasawa, met his son. It was like something, I felt like I was in a place where the Academy Awards, you know, meeting all these different people. And I remember meeting Tammy. I remember when I saw you guys up on stage, I said, okay, I gotta get close to them too. Because I saw so much, you know, the leadership skills that really blew my mind. So I decided to get closer. And when I came back, I said, I can't leave this with me. You know, as far as I'm not the only one that should be sharing, you know, should I keep this to myself? No. I came back to Puerto Rico. I spoke to Agnetis, you know, she's also my upline. She's an executive diamond. She told me, you know, we have to do this together. And I went on board without even thinking about it, because this works for people who, as far as the health is concerned, but the unique part of everything else, the opportunity. Why the opportunity? For instance, I was working for the PO for the past 23 years. And during that course of the time, I was getting better, but I was having these horrible hours, 2 in the morning till 2 in the afternoon. After Hurricane Maria, I was getting kicked. It was kicking my butt. And I said, no, I can't continue to feel this way and continue this type of lifestyle. This is not what I want. So I made a plan. I made a plan with Agnetis Mejias. She gave me the tools what I needed to go ahead and keep doing, working with her, doing leadership skills, learning from everyone who has already the results. So I continue to do Max. And this is something I want to, as far as duplicate the information with everyone else. So the key for me, the game changer was, as far as the health is concerned, as far as the health is concerned, and the opportunity. So to me, this is something that it gives you both possibilities, having a better quality of life because your health gets better, and having a better quality of life because your pocket gets better, your purse gets better, you're going to have great income. So those who are out there, and maybe it's the first time or not, you know, to me, it's been a pleasure sharing this with you. This is something I want to duplicate in others. And we're doing this in Puerto Rico. We do this in the United States. We can do this where all the countries are open. Ecuador is open as far as the Latin countries are concerned. So is Colombia, Dominican Republic just recently opened. So we're ready to expand as much as we can. So I just want to share that with you. And thank you, Tammy and Chris, for having me on board.
Lutz, it's an honor to have you on board, and thank you for joining us. It's a great contribution. Thank you. Great story.
Thank you.
And Laura and Kelly, that was wonderful. And And what I love about your stories is you connect, and this is what's important. Is we know where you come from. We get a feel of what impressed you with Max, and as you get more comfortable sharing, you will find that you'll say less and mean more just by the experience of sharing. But this is what I love is there's a great connection so far. So back to you, Tammy.
Okay, well, I'm going to continue going down the list here, but I see you, Anastasia, that you're here, so I'll introduce you after the next lady. Marie Paul Charbonneau is out of Ottawa, Ontario. She's actually a founding associate with Max International. She came aboard with us at the very beginning, and she's seeing everything roll out with Max, and it's been an incredible experience. She's a gold associate with Max International. Marie Paul, take it away.
Thank you, Tammy. It's a pleasure being here tonight. As you said, I'm a gold associate with Max since the very beginning. When I started with Max, I was still working full-time as a security professional at the Parliament of Canada. And as such, I had the privilege of being the first woman in many roles. I was the first bodyguard for the Prime Minister. I was the first Assistant Deputy Sergeant at Arms, the third in the Commonwealth, and so on. So I was privileged to live a full 33-year career. But during those, after my term with the Sergeant at Arms, I went back to uniform because it was a rotational appointment, and I had some injuries, and it cost me a lot. It cost me pretty much my career, because once you've been injured on duty, you could never go back to being 100% operational. So it puts you on desk duty. And while I was on desk duty for my first injury, I got injured again, and more severely at that time. We were in the process of moving the office, and we had some boxes in a cage. And with the maintenance personnel, I was going down a ramp, and the guy decided to scratch an itch, and he let go of the cage, and it crushed me against the wall sideways. So my back was crushed like an accordion. And I've had back issues before, which are major car crash. So it just compounded the pain and the problems that I had with my back, which will never get better. However, with Max surgery and the Excel at the beginning, I'm able to control the pain. I know it's not going to give me back some things that's no longer there. I still have, muscular spasm and stuff like that. But it gave me what I needed to be able to function effectively. I can walk. I'm not in a wheelchair, and I'm alive. Also, a few years ago, I had a knee replacement. Well, that was an experience and a half. I don't think I want to do the other side. So I have inflammation issues with my knees and my joints. So the product is really giving me enough to feel comfortable to do my daily activities. Yes, I needed to adjust. I cannot no longer do mountain climbing. I could no longer do martial arts. I could no longer do this and this and that. But I'm adjusting to doing more gentle activities, such as altered yoga or meditation or walking, which I recently started again. So these are what Max can help you with. Why I was looking for Max, actually, Chris introduced me to Max, but we were in a different company before for a number of years. I've known Chris for at least 25 years, and we've migrated to Max together, and I count my blessing that he was there. How I found, how it changed my life is the fact that knowing that I had injured myself and wasn't sure if I was going to be able to work again, thank goodness I had a desk duty. I felt that if I'm injured like this, and I have a guaranteed job, if I am able to work behind a desk, I can help so many other people that don't have the same guarantee. And if they do get injured, or if you need extra income, this is something you can do even if you're sick or get injured. If you keep active and keep working, the money will keep coming in. And the best part about this is making a significant difference in people's lives. When people tell you the results that they're having, it's life-changing. And you get to travel. The best part, another best part is to travel around the world. We've been to many countries with Max. We've been on the cruise with Max. I'm looking forward to go to the Diamond Retreat. That's another goal I'm working towards. So I encourage everyone to, even if you feel discouraged at times, if you don't accomplish everything you need to, tomorrow is another day, and like Chris often says, the sun will rise again tomorrow. So Chris, finally back to you.
Thank you very much, Maria Paul. And just as a quick note, we'll do some sound check. And I love your story, but I know that the sound was a little bit muffled, so it's something else that we'll work on. But that's a wonderful story. It was heartfelt, and thank you for sharing.
All right. So I guess, Scott, if you're okay, we'll save you for last. We're gonna have one gentleman in here. I'm gonna go back to the US here with Anastasia. And you're a superstar. I'm telling you, you're just rocking it. I've been talking to your sponsors in Ghana, Dr. Calvin and Annie. And yeah, they're very proud of your accomplishments and what you're doing there in the US in building your business. So take it away, girl.
Hi, Max morning, everyone. Thanks so much, Tammy. My name is Anastasia, and I'm in United States, Virginia, Annandale. And I've been with Max International for a year now. And actually, it's my younger sister who lives in Ghana who introduced me to the Max opportunities. So I used to have acne, severe acne on my face, and I'm always looking for better opportunity as well. I'm a healthcare worker, so I'm always busy. And then at the end of the month, too, it's never enough. So my sister introduced me to the Max opportunities, and initially I was a bit skeptical. Yeah, so it took some few months, and then I finally said yes. So I joined because of the products. So I started on cell DVD, and then it did really, really amazing things to me because I used to get tired easily, and I have asthma too as well. So I'm always getting the triggers, and I will end up at the ER. So when I started Cellgivity, what I realized was it cleansed me, and the acne started fading away. So I realized the products are very good. So some people around me always ask because they saw changes in me, and they were all happy. So they asked me, and I got them some. They all came and gave me amazing testimonies. So that is when I started taking Max seriously. So I just joined on board, and the amazing people that I met, so many people that I call a family at the moment, it really motivated me. And I found out that if I do Max with my all, any little effort that I put in, it will really, really benefit me well and the people around me. And I have a teenage girl. I'm a single mother. So I really want the best for my child, and I don't want her to, suffer and be doing like 2 jobs and working as we are doing here. So I started taking Max seriously, and it has been awesome for me. And I'm very passionate about Max, and I have blessed people with the products, and they all are so grateful. Everyone is so grateful for the Max opportunities and the products.
Wow, so humble. I love the story. Sorry, Tammy, go ahead.
No, it's fantastic. I just keep seeing you impacting people's lives I mean, you're just bringing one in after the other. I'm like, wow, this girl's doing some great stuff. So congratulations for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, well done.
All right, Chris, you want to go ahead with Scott?
Yeah, sure. And you know what? If there's anyone in the room here that would like to share, you know, the reason why some of the speakers are up is simply because they requested to have the opportunity to share, which is obviously what we wanted to do. But if you would like to share this evening, I don't want to put you on the spot, except for you, Scott. And Paul. But if you feel free to come in and share, guys, just comment privately or in the chat group here, and we'll get you an opportunity to share. And remember, this is Facebook Live, so I mean the whole world is witnessing your story. So it was an opportunity, kind of a little bonus to feature you. So Scott, why don't you go ahead and share? Scott is a Silver Associate with Max International. Is an absolute trooper and just really, really coachable, but in the same time, very, very humble. Big, strong man, but very humble. And Scott, you know, Tammy and I absolutely love you and your wife, Ellen, and we miss you guys. And I know you have a great story. I know Max has featured your story. So if you can share the short version here, because I know you have a long one, share the short version of your story and with everybody here listening. Back to you.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. And are you able to hear me okay?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure to do a sound check here. So let's start off. I've served in the military. I got a background in the military for 24 years as a mechanic in the Canadian military. I served in the two national emergencies, the ice storm and the floods here in Canada, and also served in Kosovo 99-2000, Bosnia in 2004, and Afghanistan 2005. With a career as a mechanic in the military, it's a rough career. I've had some injuries through the years, but you shrug it off and you do the best you can, and you do what needs to be done to get this job done. And I was always like that. And then in 2005, I kind of had an incident where we had a brake failure. We were traveling 100 kilometers an hour, leaving the city, going out on the highway to get somebody that was broke down. And we had a brake failure, 100 kilometers an hour, and the vehicle in front of us, another armored vehicle, came to a stop. And we ran right into the back of him because he was waiting to turn around. And us with no brakes, we hit into the back of him, and we had that instant stop. And my knees hit the back of the driver's seat because I was the crew commander in behind the driver, and the back of the seats and those things are metal. And that drove my knees into my hip sockets, you know, the upper legs, and jarred my hips and my low back. My chest hit the turret ring that I was sitting in, and that jarred the force into my mid-back, where I had previous injuries where I compressed the vertebrae in my neck, right down to my mid-back, my mid-spine. And also my head flew forward from the motion, and I kind of gave me some whiplash, and my elbow hit the machine gun mount and jarred my shoulder, which created a bony growth, and had to have a surgery on that. Ended up eventually having a hip replacement on the right side. I had problems with my neck, my mid-back, and my low back, burning nerve pain daily. Dealt with chronic pain for 6.5 years. It ended up losing me my career in the military. I lost the feeling in both of my legs, all the way down the fronts of my legs, right to the tops of my feet. It was just numb. And anyway, I found myself released from the military eventually. We moved back to the east coast of Canada, down in New Brunswick. I was on all kinds of pain meds every day, you know, about, I think, 13 different kinds of pills. I was on some heavy medications for my pain and inflammation. And I really struggled. My quality of life was about a level 3 out of 10. And I could hardly stand for 15 or 20 minutes. The burning pain would start getting worse. And I walked with a limp everywhere. I had a hard time picking things up or bending down, and just the simple things. And about a year after I was released, I had tried to do some other work, health and safety, and I found I couldn't even do that. So it was, very simple things, but it required like standing long periods of time, and I couldn't even focus on a conversation because of the burning pain. And anyhow, somebody, after I had left that, somebody had saw me walking at a health and wellness show, and they saw me walking with my cane and the pain in my face, and they said, had something I need to share with you. And she was associate with Max, and she said it could really make a difference for your quality of life. So I was happy to be offered some place to get off my feet, of course. So we sat down and talked, and I was kind of skeptical, but I was very impressed at the same time. I went home. I did all kinds of research. Being a mechanic, I need to know how things work. So I picked them all apart. And I understood the science. I watched testimony after testimony. We got back together again, and we talked about it. They were looking to help me with my health situation. And at that point, they had mentioned as well that if I chose, there's a great business opportunity, if you choose to work at it. And at that time, I didn't know what I was going to do with the rest of my life. Like I said, I had tried that other thing, and I couldn't do it. And I thought, well, I can talk to people, and I like sharing and helping people. And, I can do it from my couch if I want, anywhere. I can bring my laptop or my phone, and, I'm going to do it. So I signed up. I got the products on the way. And once the products showed up, I didn't really start kind of right away myself. I got the products. After about 2 or 3 days, I noticed the cloud lifted. I was thinking sharper and clearer. After about a week, my energy, my sleep were getting better. After 2 weeks, I noticed a huge difference in my pain levels. 2 months, I was able to wean off every prescription pill I had been on for 6.5 years. And that's the only thing I changed. And, throughout the year, I noticed the big changes, leaps forward in my quality of life. And after 2 years, I even got the feeling back in my legs. And, for the business side of it, I've been investing, been able to generate enough income to pay for my products fairly quickly. And so, I didn't even have to touch my pension. My profits were paying for what products Elaine and I were taking, and our dogs, they're having great results as well. Daily, we're giving them Max products. And, it's all paid for by our profits. And above and beyond that, we've been able to reinvest and buy banners and tents and projectors and screens and microphones and video cameras and laptops, and, all the stuff's paid for by the profits. And I'm still earning a great monthly income with Max in US dollars. So it's offsetting my pension really nicely. And I also get to impact lives of other people and help them that were in the same situations, with health struggles. And now I have all kinds of wonderful business partners that I'm so grateful for and be able to work with. And I'm passionate about helping them achieve the same kind of things. So thanks for welcoming me in to share my story, and I'll let you go on to the next person.
That's another great story, Scott. This is absolutely fantastic. And I know one of your events that you hosted when Tammy and I visited you guys and in New Brunswick, and I believe it contributed also in the payment of your mortgage that you were able to complete.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it kind of frees up some, like I said, it frees up my other income from my pension, so I don't have to touch it at all. So it did help us a little bit in that regard.
That's
absolutely
wonderful.
Yeah.
Really appreciate that, and I appreciate the honesty and integrity, Scott. This is fantastic, and I did what Linda Coffey just shared earlier, where all the speakers were absolutely wonderful stories. And thank you, Scott. And at this point, I'd like to shift over to Emmanuel from Nigeria. He's actually been in the business for about a year, is one of Paul's associates, part of his organization. And Emmanuel wanted to share. So Emmanuel, please go ahead and take it away.
Okay. Max morning, everyone.
Max
morning.
Yeah. As Chris and Tammy has just said, my name is Emmanuel Legrube. I came to know about Max in May 2019 through my upline, Dr. Charity Obole. She's a civil associate now. Prior to coming into Max, I happened to train as a human resource and admin generalist specialist. And I've worked in the logistics for over 10 to 12 years. And in the course of working, I got to a point in one of the companies. I actually started off as a management consultant. So when I did a research project for one of the partners, he asked me to look, this particular project is his. And since I did the research work, I should join him to start the company. That was how we floated the logistic firm. And working for him for over 6 years. At the end of the 6th year, then as the head of HR and admin, he just wrote a note and sent to me that, young man, I don't know your value contribution to this organization. And so I strongly advise you to either resign or he just put a dash, which means or be fired.
Wow.
When I saw that, I got shattered as a young man. So I was totally taken aback. I had to put in my resignation and I left. The monies I got for as a payoff, I decided to go into business, but coming all the way, I've just been with the employee mind. I tried all I could, nothing. And somebody also introduced me to a network marketing company, a health product company between 2000 and 2004. But I couldn't make the desired success I thought I would make, and I just became a network junkie. I left. Anything networking, I never was interested. Then in the course of getting back to work, I traveled, came back, looking for a job to do after my training as an SAP consultant in HR and sales and distribution. Still no job. So I went into independent contract work. I did that for about a year, and I just said, no, I'm not quoted for this. All this while, my wife had been a travel consultant. She runs a travel agency by herself. So I just told her, I said, lady, I'm going to work with you. Let's put our heads together. And that is what I do traditionally, a travels and tour agency. So in 2019, I was also preparing some documentation for Dr. Charity's daughter. So she now asked me and said, young man, have you heard about Max? I said, what is Max? He said, GVT. I said, no. She told me, okay, whatever you were doing, keep doing it, but add Max to it. And are you on GVT? I said, no. Actually, we have an issue in the family. For some years now, we've been trying to conceive, myself and my wife, but she's got some challenges and with fibroid. And from all our research, we know even surgery isn't a cure. So we've been looking for supplements, we've been taking medications and all the rest. So she told me, be on GVT and your wife, and you will thank me for it. I'm open to opportunities because actually I was looking for one, and now coupled with the issue of health, she told me, she sent me some testimonials. I said, wow. So I just decided to do a personal check. The whole of May, I sent him my papers my details to Paul, and he got me signed up. But I never did anything. So in June, Tammy and Chris came into Nigeria, and I was opportune to go to the meeting at the at Mac's office here. When I heard the stories, saw the science, I still was laid back, but I gave it a test. One of the leaders, I went to him and I wanted to take his telephone number. And the way he responded, he said, "Young man, go back to whoever sent you, ask her for any information. I would have given it to you, but as a policy, meet the person who sent you." That sold me on. I said, wow, this is where I belong because of that integrity factor. And so I signed up and I started doing it. Today, I'm a senior associate. The business hasn't been going on as expected, but my financial future is hopeful. I'm hopeful of my financial future from what I saw. And in the aspect of my wife's health, we've seen tremendous changes. The fibroid is shrinking, and her circles has now been reset to normalcy. It used to be terrible, coming with pains, but we don't experience all that any longer. And I've had fantastic testimonies even from individuals that have issues with respiratory cases and co. And after being on GVT for 3-4 months, they come thanking me that, wow, this is great. And some of them are even calling me doctor. I said, no, it's Max GVT. So that is my story with Max International. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. That was wonderful, wonderful. I want to thank Mary Paul, Kelly, Lutz, Laura, Anastasia, Scott, and Emmanuel. This is really, really, really great. And that's what makes this business so wonderful is here we are where we have associates from the Philippines, associates from the US, associates from West Africa, mainly Nigeria at the moment, all across Canada. And we're all here sharing wonderful, wonderful stories among each other. That's what I love about this business. And again, just a quick disclaimer for those of you that might be looking at this or hearing this for the first time, Max International, it is not medication. It is not a product that is designed to cure, diagnose disease or any sort of kind. What it's designed to do, it is a precursor that you consume on a daily basis that is designed to increase one of the most important molecules in your body called glutathione. And simply by having these precursors in the bloodstream, and increase the production of glutathione, when in turn it will reduce the inflammation in the body, and the body will do its job. It will basically go back to its normal state, and that is to heal. And that is the reason why you hear so wonderful situation is that it doesn't heal anything. It basically creates environment in the body for the body to do what it's meant to do, and it basically creates a balance in the body for the body to heal. And that's what Max International is. Just want to make sure that there's some clarity to make sure that folks don't think that we're curing anything here. And that's what's so amazing. And that you can tell is glutathione increases, let me rephrase that, as you increase the production of glutathione in your body, you reduce the inflammation. And everybody understands, medically or not, that when you reduce the inflammation in the body, the body is in a better state to heal. Right? Would you agree, Manuel?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
So at this point, folks, you see, that's why stories are so important. Stories is the foundation of connecting with the prospect. But the thing that you need to understand is you can't be a secret agent in this business. Secret agents are unfortunately not going to get the results they're looking for, even though you want to. You've got to let the world know. Sometimes you may have someone with a little bit of resistance. The resistance can be deviated with a great story that someone can relate to. That's why your story is so important. And again, the ingredients that we talked about in our story, just to recap, is there's 6 components of the feel, fail, found, right? I know how you feel because I felt the same way, but here's what I found. And generally, if you listen to all the stories, the components are there. Whereas is who are you? So people get a feel for where you come from. You're not a professional, you're not necessarily a doctor, or you could be, where there's many. Why were you looking at Max International? How did you find Max International? What impressed you about Max International? How did Max change your life? And from there, you have the components and the ingredients to build your story to be able to impact the world. I truly believe that Max International is a divine intervention, and it's an important message that we need to share with the folks. And those of you that wants to create another stream of income, then you have the opportunity to do so, which we all know Max International has changed a lot of lives in different continents around the world. So Tammy, as we end the call, do you have any last comments you want to add?
Yeah, I just want to say phenomenal stories. It's nice to hear so many different stories from around the world. But at the end of the day, we're all looking for better health, and we're all looking to impact our families through a lifestyle with Max International. And by doing that, you just share the products and share your stories. It's that simple. And we have a major event coming up that you'll want to be sharing with so many people, is the Max Science series on cellular function of ribosine and cysteine. So you really understand the importance of the technology. And that is July 8th through the 10th. And Chris, I believe you're going to post that as well on the page, so people can grab a hold of that and get registered, so you can also benefit from this event.
You kind of put me a little bit on the spot here, Tammy. As you were talking, I was hoping you could keep talking so I can find.
It's okay.
You know what? Let me just share the. Let me just 1 second here, because this is very important that you participate. I'm going to go to the max.com site. I'm going to show you how I find it. Max, M-E-X. I'm not the greatest typist. Okay, just one moment. I'm going to share my screen. Max, here we go. Okay, so for example, you can, when you log into your back office, you can certainly access this. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and go right to the Max blog. And on the blog, from there, all the information is here. And I highly, highly, highly recommend that you register. It's going to be from the 8th to the 10th of July, which right now we're talking on July 6th. So it's 2 days from now. So when you click on the link, it will actually take you to the webinar for you to register. I already registered, and then you can actually join in. And the details are all there, and it's going to register for your webinar. And GoToMeeting will simply, as a matter of fact, remind you of the events and everything else. So I'm glad, Tammy, you brought that in. So on this note, everybody, we want to thank you for joining in. We want to thank you for taking the time and sharing your story. And I know for some of you, it was probably not easy, you know, to kind of just open up like this. But we really, really appreciate that. But that is the beginning. This is where it all starts. It's by sharing your story. And the more transparent and the more heartfelt you feel, or you are when you share your story, the more people will connect to you. That is the gateway to the soul, is the heart. And anyway, so this is my version of it. So as we end this note, everybody, thank you so much for attending. And I know that Scott posts the link here right on the chat segment. And so we'll end the call on this note. And again, everybody, thank you so much for attending. Really, really appreciate your attendance, everybody. So I'm just going to stop the recording now.